Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of the Dassem Show. I'm back from holiday, just barely. Came home on Sunday and as soon as I stepped through the front door I was hit with a terrible cold. So this morning I had no voice. I've been having a lot of tea and I'm finally confident enough to try to voice over this episode. You'll just have to excuse me if I sound a bit different than I used to. So, episode 5, what has happened? We got patch 3.0. Big changes in that patch. We got a new game mode, Supremacy. If you don't change any settings, half of your matches will now be Supremacy. Or if you're me, three-fourths of the matches will be Supremacy. I'll come back to Supremacy a bit later. I have a separate section on it. I also in patch 3 we got profitability improvements for a lot of tanks, mostly premiums, but also for a few tier 10s, and we got a new False Creek map. I'm not doing anything on that this episode, and we got some minor tweaks and changes. I think most important is the improved reload command, which now tells you how long a reload you have left, and well, so what else in in patch 3? Well, nothing really. It's I think most of their time was spent on introducing the Supremacy game mode. Well, I have some mastery matches for later. I have a strategy section. I have Hero of the Week, Fail of the Week, Villain of the Week. But why don't we start off with having a closer look at the Supremacy game mode. One of the big things to hit this game since my last video is the game mode Supremacy, where you have several capture points, and well, I don't like it at all. My main objection is that I don't feel it adds any realism to a tank game at all. I can't possibly understand any real life significance to this game mode. That's a personal thing. I also don't like fantasy tanks, paper tanks. Another thing about this game mode is that, well, it causes more randomness. It has been argued that the team that plays smarter will win, and it's true. But the teams you get in Blitz, they're not the teams you would choose. I think that's a kind way of putting it. Whereas Supremacy rewards the team that plays smart. The encounter mode, the old game mode, it rewards the player that plays smart. And especially if you're in a slow tank like this KV4. You can see here I'm pushing like crazy against the Reds. I couldn't leave them. I had no choice but to fight them. And because of this, and because my team is not protecting the other bases or trying to capture them, we are losing this match to capture. Even if we have played better than the Reds, and well, it's not something I'm not happy with. It shouldn't be like this. If I play to my best of my ability, I should be allowed to carry the team. Now the opposite scenario, like in this match where I'm in the T-54. It's a fast tank, and here you can see I'm able to cap 2 of the bases on my own, do a lot of damage, and I win by capping actually, which allows me. I'm allowed to do that because I'm in a fast tank. And I don't like a game mode that rewards certain types of tanks. Not at all. And I already think the dominance of mediums was too big in the encounter modes, and now there's all the more reason to play play mediums in Supremacy. And of course you can say you can always switch off Supremacy, and yeah, I did. Well, this may be completely random, or there could be a pattern. I switched for a few months now. My periodic win rate has been about 65 to 70, hovering between. I switched off Supremacy mode, and for the next 4 days I was struggling to keep a 50% periodic average win rate. So, just as a test, I switched it back on, and my win rate went right back up to what it used to be. Maybe just a fluke, just random, but well, unless I can recover what I lost in those 4 days, I'm not switching it off again. I will try it, because if I can play without it, that's all the much better. But right now it feels like Wargaming is punishing those who don't want to play Supremacy. And this week's hero of the week has to be this waffle tractor who, in quite a brilliant way, manages to catch a high explosive shell with his barrel. Right. Quite a catch. Let's see it again in slow motion. Right on the tip of the barrel, not doing any damage. That's quite nice. And the title of Villain of the Week has to go to the Red Team KV2, who in such an easy way and with such disregard for proper engineering manages to kill my Excelsior with this shot. So that's all for Villain of the Week today. For this week's fail of the week, I have quite something special. You can see my toolmate there in the super pushing, starting a bit of capture on Castilla. And this could have been a hero of the week because of his effort, but I'm going to put it in fail of the week because the fail of this shot. So that's all for Villain of the Week today. You can see here, he's in the middle. The whole red team there is there with him or around him, and yeah, it's really, I wish I had this captured from his point of view, but the minimap will have to do because the Reds are still unable to kill him. Something is happening there, and he's in a super Pershing. It shouldn't be that hard to kill him. It's good enough tank, but well, now there's 3 Reds and 2 more right next to them, all going at him. You can see they're all around him. Why isn't he dead yet? If even one of those players were doing something right, he would be dead by now, but no. He is hanging in there. And we see one of the Reds has fallen into the water, so he's left with only the last one, who also dies, and only the one in the water is left. And yeah, How the red team didn't manage to kill him there, it's the worst fail of the week ever. This is the mastery in the at-15. Actually, it's my second mastery in a week. Despite not having played it much, I aced it first, and I didn't have a chance to record it, so I was a bit upset about that. And then just a few matches later, I aced it again and did record it with even better score. The reason I'm showing you this screenshot is to show you the XP that I needed to ace it the first time. It becomes quite relevant when you see the XP I get this match. Now, as you can see, this is supremacy mode, and I'm going to base A because I'm in a really slow tank, and from there I can pretty much cover both base A and B. So let's just watch what happens here. I'll give you a slow motion replay after. So what did we just see? I come over this hill and I noticed an IS, a T20, a KV13, and very soon also a T44. They're all massed here, capping base A like there was gold to be won by it. Yeah, here they are, all four. I choose to push up. I have good front armor. This KV13 is actually my least prioritized target, but right now I'm prioritizing keeping myself a bit behind this ridge, keeping my front edge a bit height to them, and you see I would much rather shoot at this T44. Main reason is that the KV13 has a shit gun. It's not a big threat actually to me. I want to stop this T44 from getting behind me, and very lucky here, ammo racked. So I turn back, I see the KV-13 is also trying to get behind me, so I back up, trying to get behind the ridge from the two others, and about here I realize they will be coming for me, so I have to make a choice. Do I want to turn my back to those two or to the KV-13? And it's quite an easy choice. So now I'm out in the open, I have a KV-13 behind me, it can pen every shot suddenly. I'm pushing up on this T-20, and if you noticed on my right side there was a corpse of the T-44, which I can now try to back up against to protect my backside. I was a bit unsure which of these I should prioritize. IS doesn't have much penetration, but he has good alpha. The T-20, he has good penetration if he uses premium ammo, but I was hoping the T-20 would turn out to be not that much of a player. And, well, he's doing okay. See, I'm hiding behind this corpse of the T-44. The T-20 catches an engine fire and burns to death. Very lucky there. And then there's only the KV-13 left, which has a real issue trying to pen me from the front. And he knows it. He's doing what he can. He's also taking fire from my team from behind, so he's in all sorts of strife right now. Here he's trying to get around me again. I'm turning my front towards him as fast as I can, which is not very fast. Luckily he runs out of map, and I can finish him quite comfortably. And good thing I did, because right there's an IS-6 coming up towards me. Now you see I have a little bit of a ridge to work here, which means I can lift my front a bit, make myself a bit harder of a target, and I'm trying furiously to detrack him here. First shot doesn't take, second doesn't take, and finally I load premium ammo and I managed to stop him. And yeah, you can see me here, I'm moving backwards and forwards, I'm lifting and lowering my cupola. Moving it sideways at this close range, it wouldn't help much, but if I can manage to lift it and lower it, there's a good chance he will hit too low or too high. You can see he's working his gun trying to hit the weak spot. So there we have our mastery and the Radley medal, and if you look at the scorecard, you can see that I have 1623 raw XP, which is more than 200 more than was actually needed to ace it. So that's it for the at-15. And here is a mastery match I have already leaked onto my YouTube channel, but I'm including it in this episode anyway. It's the Tier 9 Centurion 7-1. And I'm trying to hold the hill here in Middleburg. So far pretty much on my own. I'm hoping the team will realize the situation, but for now I'm using the excellent gun and the excellent turret of this tank and the good depression to keep myself safe and put some damage in. And yeah, I can finally see my team is starting to react to the situation, and it's good because I had already decided on making my stand here and selling myself as expensive as possible. Object 704, he can absolutely wreck me if he gets the chance, and here's a T-54 being very helpful. I'm chosen the inside lane, should be plenty of room for him outside. He doesn't have the same depression as me, so he can't use this inside lane effectively anyway. You can see what part of my tank I do reveal. It's the turret and my front plate angled at a very sharp angle. This T-30 needs to die real fast. Heavy hitter. And so he does. Switching to Hesh and putting one into the side of the Jag Tiger, getting a really low roll, and back into safety before he can shoot me back. I'm hoping to get the kill shot on this T-54, but unfortunately he escapes me for now. T-54 has taken my inside position, so I'm left with the outside. I managed to lure one shot out of the Jag Tiger and tracks him on my shot. The STA-1 is now chosen to stay behind me, blocking my escape. Reload not finished early enough to get the T-54 yet, but the T-44 gets it. And the dreads are down to 2 tanks only. Here I do a bit of a mistake. I go out and the IS-6 was just waiting for it. Still, I have 1000 hit points left, and I think if I just play my angles right, I should be able to take out both if I just rush them. And IS-6 is reduced by my team to a one-shot, so that's easy. And T-54 has been a one-shot for a long time now, and finally we get him. And that's 6 kills, Pools medal, and a mastery match in the Centurion 7-1. Unfortunately, the Rassanier escaped me this time. But 4,438 damage, actually made 20,000 profit, despite firing 2 Hesh rounds, and 1,460 raw XP. You are now watching a mastery match in the VK4502B. This is one of the most underrated tanks of Tier 9. Most people know the merits of the E75, and despite me not having tried the E75, I can't possibly imagine it being any better than this. If it is, it's completely OP. This tank, by its own right, is borderline OP in my opinion. You have an insanely good front armor, and you have a rear mounted turret, so you can side scrape at a really steep angle, and you have a 128mm gun that really gets the job done. And here you see me at Winter Malinovka, and you see I'm using this corner to front scrape, and this T-54, who is, as you will see in a while, he's pretty suicidal. He's determined that he will make better use of this corner, and yeah, he has already lost almost all his health. But with the front of the VK-4502B, it's really hard for the Reds to find any grey armor to put shots through. Their terrain eats around. The 54 is back, and he is gone. I'm being a bit aggressive here, but I'm also careful because there may be someone up in the back. But well, seeing as the ISU is down here, I don't think there's big chances anyone would be hiding. Starting to get a bit crowded here. There's a red tank dropping down behind me, shooting into my rear. I'm backing up as fast as I can. Things are starting to look a bit dire, and luckily I can hide behind this T-54, and there comes help. Quite suicidal IS tank from my own team, who dives right into the middle of it and gets absolutely hammered for it. This is a match where I'm really rewarded for the poor quality gameplay of my teammates. And this area down here is starting to look like a complete graveyard. There's 3 tanks left on both teams. Here's M103, which is a really dangerous opponent for me, because he has Hesh ammo as his premium rounds, as you can see, and not only is it possible for him to penetrate my turret cheeks if I sit still, they are small, but it's possible, but it's also very hard to side scrape against, because they will not auto bounce like APCR shells especially. Here the otherwise excellent gun is trolling me really bad here at the later part of this match. Managed to land and roll really high on the KV-5, which is good. M103 is pushing up. I have to turn around to face him. And I'm angling way too steeply, as you can see. Oh, that position he had access to my lower glacis, and he would probably have been able to go through that no matter. I'll use my weight a bit here, throw my weight around and reduce him to a sure one shot, and boom, he goes. So 2 against 2, and my teammate is one of them. He's a bit unsure if going around here is wise, but the 2 that are left, there's a KV-5 and IS-6, and even with the new guns with heat, they shouldn't be able to do much to my front plate. KV-5 dies, and this is where the gun really starts trolling me. See, I've loaded premium ammo. We're splitting up, going one left, one right. And here you see why we don't like the IS tanks. One shot bounced. Should have been the easiest pen ever. Shot connects. And it's a victory. And although I only have 1 kill, at this point I didn't think I had done very much this match. But looking at the scorecard, I can suddenly, to my surprise, it's a mastery match with 5,000 damage done. Which, well, 1,400 XP, it just tells that this tank isn't played as much as it deserves. Because it should be much harder to get a mastery in this tank. For this strategic section, I'm going to talk a bit about having a plan. So you can see we're in Himmelsdorf, we're in the team with most heavy tanks, and you would expect that in such a setup we would choose the banana section, the one most commonly used by heavy tanks. You see, I'm getting ready to write the command, and the IS-3 defender is suggesting an alternative plan, going left to kill the mediums. And I find this a bit intriguing, because we're assuming the other team will split up and send their mediums on the left side. So if we go there and kill them first, we will get an advantage, very big advantage, we'll win basically. As you can see, it's wonder of wonders, 6 of us follow this plan. The IS is going alone on the banana section, and yeah, they think I'm planning to go there too, but I'm just taking a shortcut. But what you can also notice is that the IS, he's providing very important information to us. Even if that's mostly the only thing he does during this match, he's telling us that, okay, we have one guy on this side, but there's the whole rest of the red team coming up the other way. So, okay, we had planned step 1 was going here to find and kill the mediums. We did that pretty easily. So now, what do we do? Well, this is where I pick up the keyboard in a second or two, and I suggest, oh well, not that one. Yeah, I was thinking at the time he was sacrificing himself needlessly, but I can see it's useful. So I'm asking the team, defend here. Because the worst thing that can happen at this point is spreading out, go chasing the reds. Because we saw them, they were passing by where the IS were, they were clearly going to come full circle. So we set up an ambush. Unfortunately, I couldn't get far enough into cover to escape being detected, but I have a perfect position here to trick them into taking shots at me. As long as I can keep them bouncing off my side, they're not damaging my team. And well, as you will see, we're winning it comfortably from here. And mostly because we had a plan. We defend this spot. It's not a complicated plan, it's a plan that even most players in Blitz can understand, and it's working. And you may also notice, I see a lot of people don't have any belief in what you can accomplish with the ability to write commands. And this match is a perfect example of writing commands being directly responsible for the victory. And here I'm pulling out even if I don't have any shots loaded, because I want them to shoot at me. And well, I think they just switched to premium ammo, because certainly that T-32 has nowhere near the AP ammo to pen me, but well, it's not gonna help them. But it's also worth noticing that defending a place is, as long as the enemy attacks it, you're much stronger in defense than while attacking, as long as it's a coordinated defense. So that's it for the strategy section today. Hope it has been useful. And it also marks the end of this episode of the Dassem Show, and I'll be back with more content for you eventually. I'm not making any promises. This is a hobby, it's not my job. So, see you all out there and keep on tanking.